Alright, so we had our first episode, I guess, of the Alton Brown Project, as I guess we're calling it.
Sure, we'll call it that.
I really have a name yet. But anyway, so we had 3 items. We had the steak. We had, what were the potatoes called? Just mashers?
They called them mashers in the book.
Okay, and then oven roasted broccoli.
Oven roasted broccoli, yeah.
Okay, so Phil, what'd you think of the meal overall as a whole?
It was a good first start. There were improvables all around, I think.
Okay.
From watching this show a good bit, the one thing that I gather the most is that these are merely starting points. You're allowed to continue to work on things and cater them to your personal tastes. You know, they're really just templates.
Right. Yeah, that's a good lesson to learn and to keep in mind. I think overall, I've made this steak several times, and I think the issue I ran into here, the steak was very good. Let's not underestimate.
Yeah, it was filet mignon, and it was cooked with the right technique.
Yeah. See, the issue though was I had this meat frozen because I bought it as a whole beef tenderloin several months ago and had it in the freezer. When defrosting, I left it in the fridge overnight, but that was not long enough. So if you defrost any kind of meat that's been frozen, make sure you give it enough time and let it thaw in the fridge for at least 24 hours. That was the issue I think I had. I put this in the fridge last night at maybe like 8 or 9 at night, and that was not enough time. So when I put it in the microwave, I actually ended up cooking part of it, and then
it messed with time. And I think something to learn then is how you tell how done a piece of meat is to feel.
Yeah,
that's something I have yet to learn, and something that we should work on as we go forward.
Yeah. So that was the steak issue. However, the steak was still good. I would say the steak was actually rescued by the sauce.
It was a good sauce, though we feel that we didn't allow the sauce enough time to reduce to allow the alcohol to cook out of it enough.
Yeah, that was actually Rachel's good opinion, so that was helpful from her.
Yep.
So I think the thing there was just allow that to cook more. The possibility of getting it thicker was also mentioned by Rachel to
add some flour.
Or either flour and make a roux out of it, or I was thinking just add more cheese.
Yeah,
because
cheese is delicious.
Yeah. So putting more blue cheese in may also be a good idea. The potatoes, I thought were very good. One thing I was afraid of was that the garlic would be overpowering. It wasn't.
We did not strain out the garlic as previously mentioned.
Right.
We left the garlic chopped up fine inside.
Yeah, I thought that was okay. The only thing was I thought that there was just something, like you mentioned earlier, you mentioned the concept of a template. Yeah. I think that was really bore out with the potatoes because it just felt like it needed more. I think either
it needed bacon.
Yeah, bacon always just you can't
Bacon, green onion.
Yeah. The green onion I think would add a lot because of the aromatic nature of it.
Yeah.
And then what were your thoughts on the broccoli?
Broccoli was good. Well, let's turn down the music there. Broccoli was good. One of the tough things to do with broccoli is that sometimes it's either like really hard, it's not cooked enough, or if it's cooked too much, it's kind of mushy and bland.
Yeah.
I thought that the texture of it was nice and crunchy, but it was easy to eat.
Yes.
I'm a spice guy. I didn't think it was spicy enough, so we figure out a little bit of cayenne or red pepper next time.
Yeah, maybe. I think I actually powered it with the black pepper. I think I should have put a little bit more black pepper in. I think it would have been fine, but the red pepper flake I think would have added a nice dimension to it all.
Definitely.
So overall, I think we had a really good experience. It was a good first try. A lot of this food is fantastic for learning. Some of the concepts that were bore out here were how to create a good crust on a piece of meat by having high heat for a low period of time.
Deglazing.
Deglazing the pan
with the pan sauce.
Yeah, that was a good concept to learn.
Concept of starch linkage and how it interacts in water.
For the potatoes. Okay,
yes.
All right.
Not crushing it too much. You want to keep that linkage together. There's a difference between mashed and whipped potatoes.
Right.
For that reason.
Okay.
And then finally roasting of vegetables. That's one of the 15 things that everybody should know how to do is roast a good pan of vegetables. And I think we did that today.
Yeah, and I think that turned out great. And you can do that with so many other vegetables and actually really add a lot to your diet in terms of vitamins and fiber and nutrients, so that you don't end up like most of America. So, all right. So final thoughts.
Let's do it again.
I dig it.
All right.